Hello everyone, it's Nicole here. Welcome to a Cherry on Top's YouTube Hop for March. Today we are keeping it simple and we are sharing simple projects with you. I'm using Simple Stories Stay Cheese Classic Pooh collection, and I am actually working on a baby shower album for my sister using pictures from a few years ago. They are perfect for this project, and I'm also using Spellbinders dies that coordinate with this collection. Simple Stories and Spellbinders, they partnered up and they came out with these dies, and I have so much fun playing with them. So I'm actually using the dies to cut down the photos, and that way I don't have to worry about trying to find the right angle through the trimmer and not cutting too much off. I can just place it right on the photo and cut it out. And I wasn't sure which photos I was going to be using, so I just cut a few out just so that the process moves along once I get started here. And super simple. And then my last photo here, I love the picture of this cake. My sister had such a beautiful cake, Winnie the Pooh theme. So I'm just going to use this for the layout today. And then I'm going to use the Polaroid frame to frame that photo. And I'm going to grab a few pieces of pattern paper to make a few frames. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use at the moment, but this just keeps everything flowing when I start getting into the actual project. And I don't have to keep going back and cutting things out. So I just kind of do it at the beginning. And I thought I'd be lazy and put two papers together and run them through. Don't do that. It's just, I didn't line the papers up. Some of it was already cropped, and I only ended up with one anyway. So now I'm going to go back and find another piece of paper that I want to use, and I'm really not sure what I really want to use for this because I haven't really thought about the exact paper I wanted to use for the background. But we're going to just go ahead and cut them out. I'll use them on other projects if I don't use it for this one. And if you're looking for a thicker frame and not just a real thin frame from just the one sheet of paper, you can cut a few pieces of cardstock out and mat those together, and then add the Polaroid die cut using the paper, the pattern paper, and it'll give it a nice thickness to it. I don't really care about that. I like my layouts to be a little bit flat in the binders, the snap binders. That way I can put a lot of pages in there, and it doesn't bulk up as much. Alright, and then I'm using the Flower Shop die set to create fun little flowers, and they're just small and dainty, and they're very pretty. I'm going to put some enamel dots in there to make them pop. And then also the Polaroid die set comes with labels and postage stamp dies. I'm going to use this today, but not yet, but I want to share with you real quick. You can line them on these patterns from the 6x8 paper pad, because they're smaller shapes, and cut them out. And you can use those as die cuts for your layouts. And I'll be using them too later on. Alright, so now I'm going to find I need to find papers that I'm going to use for the actual layout. This is a 6x8 layout that's going to go in a snap binder. Look, see, I came back to the postage stamp because they fit nicely in the little tags. They're just small enough to fit. So that was just an idea. Don't forget, you can use them however you like. And then, of course, the pattern papers that I cut out, don't go with the papers I have left over in my stash. I didn't have a whole lot of papers, the 6x8, so I need to go and find something that's going to work with the red and white paper. And so I'm going through my 12x12 papers, And I really like this paper. I like that it's a cream background, and I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to cut it down 6 by 8. And I'm actually going to trim it down a little bit more than 6 by 8, because what I really want is to add this to the red and white paper, but create a little frame around it. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit. You see what I mean? Not too much, just a little, like a 1/4 inch. And I really like this paper because of the different images on the paper at the bottom. It really scraps itself. I'm just going to add a few layers and, it's going to be done. So the layout itself, while it looks busy, it's really simple. And then I'm going to place this down. I'm going to use a frame just to kind of eyeball where I want to put it down, because once I mat it down, I'm not going to be able to move it. So I need to use the frame just to place that photo down. And then I decided I'm going to go ahead and cut another frame out of the red and white, because I like the way that's going to look. It's going to kind of pull everything together. Alright, so I'm going to put this down here. And again, I'm using a frame to help me line this up before I put that down. Alright, and now I'm going to glue this down. Alright, there we go. I really like the cluster of those images at the bottom of that pattern paper. It really makes the layout pop. And now I'm looking through my foam stickers just to see if there's anything I can use. I just love playing with all of the embellishments, so I love the banner sticker. I'm going to just pop that right up there. And it adds a nice dimension to the layout as well. And then the poo, I'm going to pop him in the corner. I felt like, I'm using a poo cake. I need poo on the layout. And then I'm going to add some of my little die cut flowers that I made. I'm going to glue them down. And there's going to be one here. And, just adding some dimension to the layout. And then I'm going to add that right onto the flower. And glue that down. And then I am going to look for my enamel stickers, the enamel dots, and I'm going to pop those down too on the petals. And then I use my nail just to kind of pull up the petals a little bit so the flower isn't flat, because the whole point of me using those is to add dimension. So I just carefully lift those up, see? There you go. I just love that. It's so pretty. Alright, let's see, what else am I going to do here? I gotta figure out a way. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do to frame the frame, because I need to add something. But I saw this web one, and I really like it with the poo, with the honey jar over his head. So I'm gonna just stick that down here. It works, I try not to waste any embellishments. I kind of use them all, if I can, on different projects. Alright, I like the way that looks. And now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do there, because I need to fill in some of the white space so it doesn't look kind of off, like it's kind of missing something. But anyway, I remember to have the postage stamp die. I can cut this down because it's a little bit bigger than what I wanted. So I'm going to use a foam sticker, and I'm going to add a layer right down there, because then it kind of breaks up the flatness of the printed paper, if you know what I mean. It's perfect. And then this flower is a little big, and I didn't think that I was going to be able to use it in one layout because it's just super big. But then I'm going to put that aside anyway. And I need to figure out what title I'm going to add to the Polaroid die cut. And that's too big. And then I was like, maybe I'll put a heart to the center, but no, I really want to put a title in there. But I do like the heart, so I'm going to add a foam sticker and pop that down here, moving it around just to see where I want to put it. And I'm going to just stick it right there. I have another little flower die cut that I cut. I really want to use it. I just move them around until I can find a place for it. And I think it goes good there. I'm going to add another enamel dot. Okay, and then carefully tuck up your petals so that they're not flat against the layout. And then I'm just looking for something to put in here for the title, and I came across this label, which I think is really good. It's good for I think it will kind of break up that red and white paper a little bit too. I love the way that looks. So I'm going to put that down here and add some string to it. The string gives it a nice homespun look. I like using string through the label. But if you don't have string, you don't have to do what I'm doing here. Alright, so I'm doing that. I'm going to cut down the string a little bit so it's not hanging too much. And now I am trying to find something to do here. I like the flower. I cut this die cut flower in half because I do that to stretch out my embellishment. And now, but I feel like with that flower cluster, I'm going to need something at the top right corner. And so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do up there without making it look too busy. So I'm going to glue this down because I know I'm going to use this to fill in the white space over here. And then I'm going to tuck up the ends there a little bit. But I still need to do something in that corner there. I mean, you may not think so, but I'm over excessive when it comes to this. I don't know when to stop. I'm using the Polaroid frame to cut down that flower to create a fun photo corner. And then it doesn't take up much space at all. Just another fun way to use your die cut. Alright, I'm happy with that. Alright, let's see. I do need to find a title for the label. Something that's not too big, because I don't have a lot of room to work with now. And then I do like to add decorative brad and enamel dot to the flower petals. So I'm just going through and adding some here and there just to add dimension and more color to the layout. And let's see, I'm going to add a few more there. Alright. Super simple. But I think it's like the little touches here and there makes the layout pop. And it doesn't even have to be a whole lot. I think it's just all about placement and what you're doing and what embellishments you're using that really makes the layout pop. I'm still looking for something to fill in for the label, but I saw the bee and I like it, and I'm going to use it and make it kind of fly off the photo there. And I'm going to tuck up the bee sticker using a little strip here, foam strip. And then I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do there, and I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to use that little sweet sticker and call it a day. There's the layout, simple but cute, and I'll be sharing a couple more projects using this collection in the next week or two. If you want to check out my Instagram feed or my blog and even my YouTube channel, I'll have more projects coming up. Thanks for visiting today. Make sure you visit everybody. Simple Project. And we appreciate you stopping by today. Take care.